Hi friends, hope you're having a lovely day today. I would like to speak with you about a couple of photos that I captured recently. Yesterday I went up to the mouth of the canyon. At the mouth of the canyon, I've been there before. It's where people can hop on skiers can hop on a bus, go up to the ski resort in the canyon, this and that. Across from that road, there is a 7-Eleven where you can, do 7-Eleven things, as one does. Buy a Slurpee, get gas, rob it if you feel ever so inclined. All around the general vicinity are places to park and hop on a bus, go up into the canyon. So I ran into a couple of people who were gearing up. They had parked on the side of the road. They were gearing up to go into the canyon, and I decided I would walk up to them, see if I could get a capture of, see if I could capture them gearing up. When I got there, I ran into this girl, the other person that was there, kind of walked around the other side of the truck. I said, I take photos of interesting people. I like to capture you gearing up and just do your thing. Well, she was like, well, okay, well, we already finished gearing up. We're kind of all set. And I asked her, I was like, so is there anything else you need to do? Is there anything else you can do?
Oh, well, I already am suited up.
You already are suited up? Is there anything other exciting things that you're going to be endeavoring towards?
No.
No? Okay, very good. Would you mind if I just take your photo really quick?
What's it for?
I have a blog. It's called Street People. And so I take photos of interesting people that I meet. I just thought you were interesting.
Alright, you can take a photo.
Alright, very good. If you wouldn't mind just staying right here for me. So she was very timid about letting me take her photo at first, so I was very intentional about trying to make her feel comfortable and, of course, not sort of be threatening, be very calm. So in the spirit of timidity, she allowed me to take her photo, and what came out of it was this photo, and I'm actually very happy with it. It ended up really great. She had a fantastic expression on her face. I think the scene, of course, was wonderful. It turned out to be a nice, intriguing photo of a very intriguing person. Not too much to say here. So I was out with my long lens, which means that this photo ended up being very different than if I would have had my 35 or my 50. What ended up coming out of it, I think, was a much more flattering result than sort of the raw dynamic that you would get with a wider lens. So then I asked the guy that was with her if I could take his photo. He was cool with it. This was the shot I got, very similar to the last one. I love his outfit, and he's got a very interesting look going on, including the scratches on his face, which I wish I would have asked him about. I freaking love the dynamic that the falling snow adds to this photo, and having the long lens helped accentuate that and compress the snow in a way that makes it more prevalent. Something that I wish I would have tried that I didn't, because I'm a failure, is to zoom in tighter. Actually back up more and zoom in tighter on him, and that would have made the snow even more prevalent. Thank you, snow sports enthusiast humans that let me take your photo. So I then wandered around the 7-Eleven parking lot like a homeless nomad, and I tried to capture photos of people going in and out of the store. So I kind of hovered around, took some photos, didn't get really anything that I felt good about. And as I was walking around, one of the guys in the background of one of the photos that I captured asked me, was I in that photo? And so my first thought was, okay, yes you were. Would you like me to not have your photo? I'd be happy to delete it. He was like, no, I'm cool, whatever.
That wasn't me, was it?
Huh?
That pic wasn't me.
I think you might have been in the background. Do you not want me to have your photo?
No, that's cool.
All right.
I just want to see it.
Yeah, absolutely, man. I take photos of interesting people I meet. I was just trying to get somebody coming in and out of the thing.
All right.
Not very good. Would you mind if I take another one of you really quick and stand in front of this thing?
Yeah, fine,
all right. What's your name, man?
I'm Jimmy.
All right, I'm James. Good
Nice
to meet you.
James. Yeah.
I spoke with him a little bit about what I do, and then I asked him if I could take his photo up close, and he said yes, that would be awesome. And he was very intrigued with the idea. He had a lot of fun with it, and we had a good time. So one of the frames I captured was this one, which was interesting. Don't let me get hit by a car.
I won't.
The next one I captured, which I'm very happy with, is this one. This is an example of the light and the background and the entire environment sort of working together in an interesting way. The background of the store was very dark, and the light from the world, which is generally light in the daytime, scientifically speaking, was hitting his face in a very flattering way, and that contrast worked really well together in this case. Now, as I previously mentioned, I was using my long lens here, which created a lot of compression, which in the end gave me a very flattering and polished looking result. So when I was first taking these shots, he was sort of looking down and away, And I was intentional about getting him to look at something that would give me this nice profile shot of his face. Look out, look that way. And it's good to give somebody something specific to look at, because if you just say, hey, to the right, no, up, to the left, go that, no, you say, look at that lamppost, stare at it. Look over at the mountain for me real quick. There you go. Pretend that lamppost just gave you the greatest gift. That lamppost just gave you a newborn child, and then they'll start crying, and that always makes for a compelling photo. 3, 2, 1. All right, thanks, man. I appreciate it. You have a good day.
You too,
I appreciate your patience with my process. Cheers, bro. Have a good one. Okay, the final photo I want to look at today was from a separate excursion I embarked on with my wife. We went out to the Bonneville Salt Flats, which is where they filmed the scene from Pirates of the Caribbean there, and that's also where they set a lot of land speed records. So a very open salt flat, essentially. So we're wandering around, and I'm trying to capture some compelling photos. One interesting thing about the salt flat that would be a surprise challenge is the fact that there is literally nothing to focus on except for your subject. Sometimes that can be problematic if they're sort of far away from you, and so that took a lot of patience and emotional regulation as I had wind blowing in my face and I'm trying to focus the camera on her and not on the mountains in the background. What I came out with was this photo. I captured a couple other ones too, but this was, I think, my favorite one from our time there. So first I want to talk about the expression I captured here. I always talk about how important expression is, and I think that this is no exception, even though we have a fantastically beautiful scene to work with. I don't think this photo would have been nearly as compelling if she was looking away from the camera, or even if she was maybe even facing me directly. Certainly more interesting than looking away, and you can make it into a fine photo. But I love this very dramatic look over the shoulder type of situation we have going on here. I tried to make her and the background work together in harmony here and create a sense of depth and of drama and immersion. This is an example, at least in my opinion, and when breaking a rule of photography works. What I decided to do here was not put the horizon at the bottom third or the top third, but actually right in the middle. And this is a case where I think it actually is pretty freaking fantastic. I'm a rebel. The system can't hold me down from accomplishing my dreams. One of my favorite things to do with landscape photos is to put people in them, which I feel like if you know me, that would be a natural impulse of mine. A landscape photo certainly doesn't need a person, but it is a fantastic way to make the photo have a sense of scale and depth and intensity. That's why you see so many photos on Instagram where you have this beautiful mountainscape and then there's a little person in the bottom. It takes that photo to a whole new place. But then you have ridiculous landscape photographers like one of my favorites, Kevin Russ, who rarely puts people in his photos. His photos will make your brain explode out of your ear holes. Which is, it sounds horrifying, but it's actually a very pleasant experience in this case. Okay, that's all the photos I have to show you today. If you have thoughts, please share them with me. I'd love to engage with you. And also, if you are interested in the gear that I used in this video, both to record the photo walk and for taking the photos themselves, I have Amazon affiliate links below. It would be wonderful if you use them to buy your gear. And other than that, I hope you have a lovely day. Thanks so much for watching. Goodbye.